Wow. Uh, I know I literally talked about this last night when I did my Facebook Live. But even after getting 8 hours of sleep, actually it's actually less than 8 hours. It's over 8 hours right now. I'm still finding it hard to process just how crazy those two games yesterday were. I mean, one started off kind of iffy, and then yeah, Brock Purdy just proved how unbelievable he is. And then you have Jacksonville, man. Wow. So it would appear that Jacksonville's MO is going to be they're a very slow starting team, and then they really kick it hard, which, all right, that can work. Now the question remains, is that going to work against Kansas City? Provided that the Ravens beat provided the Bengals beat the Ravens, that is. But I'll get to that momentarily. So let's get to my low, my high, my acts of kindness. My low is I kind of got here late last night. That's why I started my Facebook Live video later than normal. But I actually have a bit of an explanation for that. That's because due to how boring the Jacksonville game was getting, again, I actually wound up missing Jacksonville winning, by the way, because, it's the fourth quarter, 10 minutes ago. They're up by, 10 points. What could happen? You get what happened. So, including watching the Jacksonville game, for probably the first time in my entire life, I actually saw Legally Blonde all the way through. And that's what I plan on talking about today, as well as the picks I might have for today. So my high is everything I just did. My act of kindness was last night when we took my nephews to dinner. I helped my dad watch them. You know what, though? They're 3 years old, so you thought the Terrible 2s were bad. I'm just kidding. Kinda. I mean, you definitely need to tell them to be patient a lot, but they're young, they're learning. To be honest, I was I mentioned this in my Facebook Live, but one of my nephews, when my father left to go get his dinner via the pasta buffet, one of my nephews took his finger, put in ketchup, and then put it in my dad's drink. I'm very disappointed in you. That's what I told my nephew. I mean, that's not good. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't a perfect child either, but I never did anything like that. I mean, if it was meant to be like a prank, oh my gosh, he was probably the youngest person ever to prank somebody. I mean, he would have gotten away with it had I not seen him do it. For the record, I couldn't stop him because, he's on the other side of the table. And for those of you who don't know, it's poor etiquette to reach across the table, unless you're asked to do so. Plus, I was busy, biting into something while he was doing it, so it worked kind of fast. So, yeah, I watched my nephews was my act of kindness. So, good morning, happy Sunday, everybody. I have some NFL picks to make, so I have the Bills going forward, winning it all, so I'll do that. The Giants and the Vikings, I'm going to give the Giants a lot of credit. They really came far. They are much better than I ever thought could ever hope to be. Not to mention, they almost beat the Vikings the first time. I'm probably going to get this horribly wrong, but you know what? Yeah. I think and I actually have I have a few friends who are Vikings fans. They're going to hate me for this. But you know what? Actually, no, never mind. Trying to piece him. And again, man, this is a tough game to pick. I think of like all the wild card games, this one may be the most evenly matched I've ever seen. Here's the thing, if the Giants play like they did against the Vikings last time, they can win. I can at least say that much. Yeah, you know what? I'll pick the Giants. Let's go, Big Blue Wrecking Crew. I am picking the Giants to win over the Vikings. Although, if the Vikings win, I won't be surprised. Ravens and Bengals. Well, let's see. If the Ravens win, they have to play Kansas City. Meanwhile, Buffalo, provided they win today, will play Jacksonville. And the Bengals are going to win. If Lamar isn't going to play, the Ravens are at a loss. Picking the Bengals over the Ravens. Okay, now that I have my picks done, let's talk about the movie I saw. So, again, for the first time in my entire life, I saw Legally Blonde from pretty much start to finish. I mean, I missed the beginning where she actually gets in. Well, I missed the beginning where she actually gets into Harvard, but I've at least seen the Harvard scene like a dozen times, like how she got in. If you don't know, Legally Blonde is a movie that came out in the early 2000s, starring Reese Witherspoon, in which she plays a sorority girl who was known for partying a lot and doing all sorts of crazy stuff in college, and she wants to be with her boyfriend, who is kind of a jerk. But her boyfriend wants to go to Harvard Law, and she wants to be with him. Well, the only way that can happen is if she gets in Harvard Law as well. And funny enough, with a little bit and to her credit, Reese Witherspoon's character is not like, yeah, she's blonde, but she's not like the stereotype like dumb blonde that is portrayed in movies back then. Like, her character legit put in the work to get like the score needed on the LSAT to get into Harvard Law. And it kind of like counters that with the fact that her video that she sent in to, get accepted was kind of playing on, the hot girl stereotype, which, okay, that works. And, it's one of those typical movies where she gets in, but she realizes that life is harder than she thought it was going to be. Her boyfriend's kind of a jerk. There's this one girl who's totally a rival that she's, like, total besties with by the end of the movie. So it definitely plays a lot of those tropes. Not to mention, there are some stereotypes in that movie I do not think would remotely fly by today's standards. One in particular that really got me is because the point of what Reese Witherspoon's character is doing is she's on an internship where she's trying to solve a murder case, and one of the suspects is the pool boy, and simply due to the fact that the pool boy was able to call out that Reese Witherspoon's character's shoes were quote unquote last season, she immediately pieced together that he was gay. Which it turns out he was. But I couldn't help but think of like, okay, watch I forget the name of the stand-up special, but it's one of Patton Oswalt's stand-up specials, where a while back he was asked to audition for a movie where he would play the gay best friend. And Patton Oswalt went on to say, like, those stereotypes have got to be really dehumanizing for gay people. Which, yeah, I kind of agree they are. I mean, at the time, I can see why it was funny. And let's be honest, stereotypes have been portrayed, not just gay stereotypes, but stereotypes in general regarding anyone have been used in movies almost since the very beginning. And a lot of them are worse than what this was. But, a stereotype is still a stereotype, so I figured I should at least mention that part. So eventually, Reese Witherspoon solves the case, the murder case, literally due to the fact that, it's again, stereotypes that, seriously, the reason why this murder case is won is really because, obviously because of the plot, it demanded it. But this is a very odd collection of very convenient circumstances. Like the pool boy happening to be gay, the fact that she just happened to know that, because it turns out that the daughter was the murderer, spoiler alert. It was an accidental murder, obviously. But she was in the shower, but she went to get a perm earlier, and you can't take a shower if you've already had a perm. Stuff like that. It also plays on the whole bend and snap thing. Yeah. I had no idea the bend and snap thing existed. But then again, no woman had that low respect for themselves to do that for me. So, whatever. What else? The characters in the movie are fine. Reese Witherspoon does a great job. Luke Wilson, who plays the inevitable, love interest toward the end, he's really great. Unfortunately, Luke Wilson, to me, has been in movies where he kind of plays kind of an antagonistic role, particularly Kelso's brother from That 70s Show. So it's always kind of nice seeing Luke Wilson in a role that's pretty, more positive. So, yeah, that was nice. And yeah, it also plays the stereotype of the guy that Reese Witherspoon is doing the internship for is kind of, gave her the position because of her looks, which, bro, that's not cool. Unfortunately, even now, sorry, that's under my nose. Even now, we live in a day and age where, the right jobs aren't given to the right people simply because of whatever suits the person giving out the job. Maybe they're not good looking, or maybe of their background, or whatever. So I guess it really is great that it played the message of, the best person for the job is the best person for the job no matter who they are. Again, classic don't judge a book by its cover story, which is nice. It is a story that's beaten to death, but, as time goes on, more and more people are being born, and eventually they'll probably see this movie too, which, man, I remember seeing the trailer for Legally Blonde, and my God, am I really that old? Not to mention, hold on, let me look something up real fast. Oh, sorry. Because Legally Blonde came out, I want to say Legally Blonde came out around, 2001, and, so Legally Blonde came out in 2001, and I was just thinking how it sort of portrayed the whole young girl stereotype movie sort of thing. Mean Girls came out 3 years later. So, actually, a part of me is wondering, would anyone really consider Legally Blonde a chick flick? Because if you do, I'd love to see how someone would think it's a chick flick. Or, I mean, it's definitely not a rom-com, to be sure. I don't know. It's probably coming across I did really like watching Legally Blonde, but truth be told, I kind of liked it. It's pretty good. I mean, let's be honest. For me, it was the fact that, 2001 Reese Witherspoon. Whoo! Man, I tell you. That, those good looks are dangerous, okay? But let me tell you what. Like, if I knew any better, never mind. I was gonna say I was about to say something kind of dirty. I stopped myself. But I just realized, like, 2001, that means I was 11. I'm pretty sure I was too young to watch the movie. Which, what? I can't believe I gotta look this up again. Ah, goodness. What was it rated? Okay, yeah, it was PG-13. So, I couldn't see it. Then again, if being the little kid that I was, I don't think it would have really appealed to me. I mean, it is kind of nice seeing these movies like Mean Girls and Legally Blonde being like a full-grown adult and who's actually experienced, things outside of my own home. That now I can actually look at movies like, again, Legally Blonde or Mean Girls with a different perspective. So, I recommend watching Legally Blonde. It's pretty, I mean, if you're a fan of Reese Witherspoon, absolutely you should watch this. Especially if you thought how, actually, who am I kidding? Reese Witherspoon is still hot. So, I don't think she's aged a day, to my knowledge. I tell you what, though, her character may be Legally Blonde, but those looks are so pretty. That's gotta be illegal. Okay? That's all I gotta say about that. So, gonna see the family here today. Gonna watch some football. Gonna be an awesome day. I hope you liked this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on social media. As always, I am very humbled to be in this video. For all of you guys who are watching, enjoy for them. Will be a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And remember, if any of you guys want to talk to John, we're going to be here to London. I'll always be back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.